tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do.
Because the fact of the matter is, especially black people, I really want y'all to understand the same way you want, I'm going to say white because they're, you know, in the context of speaking of, they feel they're like they're the supreme race. You want them to respect you and not call you a nigger.
Right.
Okay. If a born male comes to you and tell you they're a woman, you need to call them a woman. Either we respecting everybody or we respecting nobody. And it's just up to you. So then when that white person calls you a nigger, I expect you to keep walking, because when you call that person who told you they were a woman a man, you felt like that was acceptable. Right. And I feel like it's still disrespect. And it's to each his own about the varying levels of disrespect. But in my opinion, either we respecting everybody or we respecting nobody.
But
now,
that's where it does become tough, though. Because at the end of the day, like, you want me to respect you on certain levels, but there are certain things that in my own personal beliefs I don't have to go by. Like, and it's no disrespect to anybody. If you meet somebody who's saying, you know, I'm transgender or whatever, if rather it's a female that trans to a male, if I'm still calling you a boy because that's what I feel like you are, that's my own personal beliefs. I feel like that's where the world messes up. Because the world want to be able to tell you how you should and shouldn't be, but then that takes away from my foundational beliefs. But you can believe in it,
but that's just, as a white person, I could believe you're a nigger, but you don't expect me to say that to you.
And even if you do say it, I don't have to answer to it, right? It's just like it's just like me saying, like, you trans, and I'm like, Michelle, you a boy. I don't care. No matter what, you a boy. Stop trying to get me to call you a she. Mm-hmm. You a he, right? You could choose to say, oh shit, you know, that ain't what I identify as, but let me go on about my business. Because at the end of the day, I feel like we take so much out of what someone personal believes or what their foundational belief is. At the end of the day, you can't force your opinions upon me, right? It's just like even in a gender role situation, you're going to have some that's like, there's going to be some women like, no, the woman is supposed to do this, wear a dress, wear a little scarf on her hair with a little flip back. You know what I'm saying? Cooking and cleaning. And, you know what I'm saying? The dude is going to do that. You're going to have some people that advocates heavily on it.
Sure.
It's no need to arguing with them. It's their perception. It's what they kind of probably grew up to be, or, you know, sometimes kids are like groomed to be something like from early on, you know what I mean? But I don't feel like we should make it our business to say, oh, this is how it has to be. This is how it has to be. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because then you take away from what people genuinely believe.
But do you think it changes your belief? Because I don't think me respecting somebody by calling them what they asked me to call them takes away from my belief. It doesn't change my belief. I'm just respecting who you are.
But here's the thing, like, and I get the respect, and that's why I say that this world is just so like all over the place these days. Because at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to call you a female if I view you as a male.
No, I disagree. Because the same when you told us the story about your friend. No, it need to stay in, even if it's an extra. Yeah. But when you were telling us about your friend, when y'all was in the parking lot and the person called them the N-word, and she was like, nah, go and pull me up to the front. But I'm just saying, I'm speaking generally in society. Society says, out of respect, you don't call black people a nigger. And I just feel like vice versa. Society needs to understand, out of respect, if someone is trans and they identify that way, then you need to call them how they identify. Now, you personally, on your personal level, I feel like you can choose to do it or not do it. But I also feel like if they punch you in your face, then you got to eat that. Like, I just think like the level that is, like, it just needs to be widespread. Like, we can't pick and choose who we're going to respect and disrespect.
I see it to a degree, but at the same time, I still can't say that I'm being disrespectful just because you, like, I identify being a skinny model. My ass is still wide and fat, and
then you don't identify as that because you just said
right. That's what I said.
You don't identify. You don't identify because you just called yourself something else.
Is, like, at the end of the day, regardless, if I feel a certain way, it's not if I feel that, I'm not being disrespectful to you.
Not because you felt that way. Your feelings are not disrespectful. But if you choose to show your feelings in a way that when I'm telling you then it's disrespectful. Now, it's fine if you want to be. Duh.
Right.
Respect is personal.
But that's your thing. That's your issue, not mine.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it right. Like, you're saying it's not disrespectful. It is disrespectful. Now, you might be okay with being disrespectful in this manner, but that don't mean it's not disrespectful.
I feel like if I just let everything go willy-nilly in this world, and that's why shit is fucked up the way that it is.
But you're not going willy-nilly, though. You just said you weren't going to do it, but I'm just saying that does not mean it's not disrespectful. Like, you can do it, but don't say that it's not disrespectful. It is.
I think it just depends on.
No, it does. It does.
If I have to go based off of what everybody feels in this world,
you're not. I'm just telling you. You're going off of your feeling. You're going off of your feeling
or beliefs, right?
Your feelings or beliefs. So I'm saying you can feel and believe that way.
Like you would feel you a man,
but you're still being disrespectful. I'm like, girl, my name is Michael. I'm Michael now, right? I'm Michael. Michelle. I'm a man. I'm Michael. I'm a man. And you be like, girl, your name is Michelle. How you feel and how I feel may differ, but it doesn't change the fact that you're being disrespectful.
You can do a name change. So your name. I could call you Michael. I don't have to view you as a him.
I think we're gonna have to table and bring this back. I think this is a good conversation, but I just think I don't think anybody should have to change their feeling. I think that's in America. That's one of the good things. Like, we have freedom to kind of be here and there, and it has kind of led us down some terrible spots and places. But I just feel like you can believe and do, but you can't be like, but it's not disrespectful.
Maybe disrespectful won't be the word, but and like you said, it is America, but it's not free speech and it's not free anything, because if I have to go based off of what society tells me I have to do and how I have to address people.
Well, you can address them how you want. That's free speech. It doesn't bar you from consequences of your free speech.
But what I'm saying is how everyone is so offensive behind it is what I'm saying. What I believe is what I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Just like what you believe is what you believe. You believe you're a boy now. And I'm just, this is a general conversation. Right, it's only because we talked about it, but you believe you're a boy now, right? Regardless of you being born into the world as a woman, now you believe you're a man for whatever reason, because I believe it.
Right.
I don't have to believe you're a man.
No, you don't.
Listen, if I call you Michael, fine. But if I still identify you as being a him, as a her, you a her.
No.
You are.
I agree with Michelle in the fact
I'm okay. That's the whole point of the conversation.
Which we can cut this part,
is if somebody calls you a nigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
They believe you're a nigger, but you know you're not a nigger, right?
Right.
So why would that be okay for them to call just because they believe you are a nigger?
I didn't say, but what
you missing? You just said it wasn't disrespectful.
No, what I'm saying is she's saying in her context that she's asking me the question.
Yeah,
I get what she's saying. I'm not a nigger, right?
Right.
I see what you're saying. I'm not denying it or doubting it, but it is all on how whoever it is respond, right? Because just like my friend, she ain't have to mush her girl, muff the hell out of her. She ain't have to do that. Just like because
it's the visual with the glass. I just feel us.
I saw it through it, and I saw what happened, so I knew how hard it was, especially with me not being there. But I'm saying, like, even if I called Michelle, like, I'm like
Michael,
right? Because she's saying that's what her name is,
right?
But I still view her as a her. She chooses how she wants to respond to that.
But it's just as disrespectful to her if you call her that.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, because that's how she feels.
Right.
That's her feeling. It's not gonna be my feeling because of my beliefs. Just like even a white person, white people. I'm sure, but that's what I'm saying. I can't say what is respectful to someone who's doing an act. It's how I would have to feel respected, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you what you're doing is very disrespectful, because you probably like, I feel like what I'm doing is respectful. That's your choice and your decision. If we speaking on freedom of speech and how someone feels, how I feel is how I feel. If I don't feel like I'm being disrespectful because of whatever it is that I believe, even a white person saying, "Now these niggers gotta go," with a heavy ER, you know what I'm saying?
Emphasis on the ER.
Emphasis on the ER, like, that's how they feel. I'm never gonna be able to talk them into how they being disrespectful, right? So it's up to me on how I respond as the person receiving whatever the negative energy or incorrect verbiage on what it is that they use. And you know what I'm saying? It's how I respond. It's not up to how that person responds, because you can't, if someone's being disrespectful, it's no coaching in the world I could probably do for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a lost soul. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that makes a little bit more. I mean, I still disagree, but that makes more sense to me because I wasn't finding the correlation of how that wasn't disrespectful. But I see to your point, it's like it could be disrespectful to them, but to me, I'm not being disrespectful to them.
Especially if someone has their beliefs on whatever.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna feel disrespectful.
The message is love.
Everything, but that's
like,
the thing
that's
about
the
it.
thing.
Everything is not about love and this, that, and the thing. You want the world to be. This world is not built and made off of love,
right?
But that's part of the problem.
It's part of the problem, but at the same time, part of the problem is also allowing people to identify. You got full-fledged white people identifying as black, and y'all want to call them black.
No, nobody wants to call them black.
Nobody wants. But what I'm saying is, it has to be acceptable in society. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody accepts that.
Yeah, they do.
No, the only person that accepts that is that person.
Not Rachel.
Rachel, mama and daddy said we don't. That black man she married said he don't accept
what the world says.
And NAACP said we don't accept. Nobody accepted it.
I'm saying people can identify with whatever they want to identify with. Like, and it's not just the identity thing. It's just things in general. I don't feel like it's being disrespectful in certain instances. Now, if you just out there, I feel like going on a tangent and doing certain stuff to that person, yes, your ass is being disrespectful. But how you feel about how somebody, what's the word, identify as or whatever the case is, that's not being disrespectful. That's just my damn opinion.
I think the issue is that you're saying how you feel, and I'm talking about the action on how you feel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think there's a difference there. Like, I don't feel like you should change how you feel.
But I don't have to call you a woman if I feel like you a man.
No, because what if you see a woman that look like a man? Do you feel like you gotta call?
Please.
Cam, you smoking? Let me hit that. Wrapping up.
Wrapping up.
Cam done called my name in there.
I know he didn't.
Okay, this was such a good discussion. We probably will have to edit out some of this out. Definitely. Because it got a bit lengthy there.